As tech companies scrambled to release generative AI models and to catch up with OpenAI's ChatGPT, many of them turned to illicit online repositories to take tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, of books and scholarly publications and articles for free instead of buying them or licensing them from copyright owners. By pirating these works, AI companies have built a multi-billion-dollar industry that is projected to be a trillion-dollar industry in the next few years, without paying a single cent to the authors whose works power their products or the publishers responsible for introducing those works to the public here and abroad. Take Meta, for example. From the early days of its generative AI program, Meta concluded that training its models using books and articles would help their performance. But instead of buying or licensing these works from copyright owners, Meta decided to take them from notorious online marketplaces of stolen copyrighted works, including some of the same ones targeted by the Department of Justice and the FBI for criminal copyright infringement. And Meta didn't just download books from these illegal repositories. It used the same kind of peer-to-peer file sharing networks that powered Napster. In other words, Meta of pirated books and articles, a size comparable to the entire printed collection of the Library of Congress 20 times over, or the equivalent of a stack of many billions of pages of text. Meta's piracy included many millions of works, including at least 12 books authored by members of this very subcommittee and every U.S. president and vice president in the 21st century. Meta also made and sent copies of over 40 terabytes of pirated works to others. In doing so, Meta has helped to revive online piracy by propping up the foreign criminal syndicates that run these illicit marketplaces to violate U.S. copyrights around the globe. As Anna's Archive, the largest illicit online marketplace of stolen literature in the world today, says on its own website, shadow libraries were dying, then came AI. Meta is not alone, and it was not the first U.S. company to engage in rampant domestic piracy. For its own commercial purposes. Pending lawsuits against OpenAI and Anthropic revealed that both companies also pirated millions of copyrighted works. And the decisions to engage in this mass domestic piracy were made at the highest level. Company documents that are now public show, for example, the decision to pirate instead of license was approved by Meta's co-founder and CEO, Mark Zuckerberg himself. This decision to engage in mass piracy was made even though key employees knew that doing so was both illegal and unethical. One Meta researcher argued that using pirated material should be beyond our ethical threshold. Another called Meta an accomplice to piracy. Yet another warned that if the media got wind of the company's use of pirated data, it could undermine Meta's negotiating position with regulators. The very people in this room and across the hall, in the White House, and in state houses across the country. And when asked if he cared whether Meta protects human creativity rather than exploits it, Meta's head of AI partnerships testified he does not care. AI companies now seek a pass for this unprecedented piracy by invoking a limited exception to copyright infringement called fair use, which Congress codified in the Copyright Act of 1976. They also argue they can't compete with China if they can't infringe every American's copyright. Nonsense. Our tech companies